And welcome back to the Silver Lantern Archives. Today we continue on with a tale of shadow and fire. Our party is currently in the butthole of the world, but as to how they got there, why they got there, and why they're going up the rectum of the world, I'll leave that to Timmy.
Well, as I recall, after defeating some more plant creatures back at our camp, because that's what happens when you fuck around with nature spirits. We continue our travels to discover a big old hill of weird wriggling vine like things. We were all and apparently this is where we were supposed to go to deal with what we need to deal with. And while we were all trying to figure out how to actually get inside of this thing, lots of ideas were brought about. Ekkie just was like, "Fuck it," and just decided to let the vines take them, which apparently was the right answer. So we all let the vines take us, and we all ended up in a small little I guess what's the good term for it?
The tunnel.
Little tunnel. Yes,
It's
little
where y'all are in the
tunnel.
rectum of the world.
Yes, we got sucked in, and while we were all waiting for some upsetting things were said by the squirrel. The I forget what we called we called that thing.
I believe it was
Uh,
after Greek something or other.
It's Osiris.
Osiris,
Egyptian
so
god.
Egyptian.
I was
Yeah.
close.
Eh, but so apparently this little undead squirrel, because apparently it's a goddamn revenant, has has made an oath to not just kill Tamerlane, but to destroy their very soul, which just uh, set people off because Syl knows how damaging that really is, and Ekkie, they are not having good times. They are not having good times at all. And after hearing that, they decided to go take a walk in what can only be described as a hentai tentacle maze made of vines, and not wanting Ekkie to be left alone because that's just bringing up all kinds of red flags in a place like this. Timmy decided to go with them, and that's pretty much where we left off last time.
Cool. We go ahead and take your point. We I keep saying we will rejoin
Our
the
soul.
party as Timmy is chasing down Ekkie.
I should mention they're also teleporting down, so it's a hassle to really catch up.
Yep, and it is very dark.
Ekkie only use the he used one of her blessings to get from where she was with Osiris and Tamerlane. She used it to get 30 feet away, so she doesn't have a huge head start, if that makes sense, right? Like it's not like she's hundreds and hundreds of feet. She just used it to bonk herself
I'm pretty sure you're
further.
faster than. Well, actually, I have a speed of 40. What's your speed?
Just 30, just
Oh,
normal
okay.
for her.
Okay, so I'm catching up.
Yep, but you didn't leave immediately. There was a little bit of lag. So there are a couple turns ahead of you before you are able to start your way after them, but you will catch them. But it's going to be a distance from the camp.
Got it.
And
But
Ekkie's not paying attention where she's going either. I think she's just like blindly going.
well, it's a
Just,
one-way
I
tunnel,
need to leave
so
now.
you're going forward.
It's probably for the best.
But it takes a little while for you to catch up, Timmy. But you are able to catch up in the dark. Do you have dark vision? Yes, you do. So neither of you have lights on. So it's just you're in a situation where you're relying on your version of dim light, as everything is mostly shadows to you, as there's no actual light for you to deal with. You can kind of see the walls wriggling a little bit and the figure of Ekkie in the distance. About 60 feet ahead of you.
It should be mentioned that my glaive is a moon touch glaive, so
Oh, yeah, then you
there's
have life if it pulls it out or not.
I just use it. I'm just using it as a walking stick basically all the time.
Okay, so it's active. So, yeah, you have that light, which brightens things up, and you can see her in the distance.
Ekkie will hear in their head. Well, yeah, hold up. God, this place is not fun to get through. Creepy in here.
Ekkie's probably still just walking and just I'm planning to slow down. I want to walk.
So you're allowing Timmy to catch up enough that we can just walk together side by side.
I don't think she has a choice in it.
It's not like she's sprinting, you know what I mean? She's not trying to exhaust herself. She's just walking at a clipped pace, if you will. You know what I mean? Just like she has somewhere to go and she has nowhere to go, but she wants to go somewhere.
There. So Timmy will jog up and eventually, be walking lockstep with you. Well, you seem to be having a bad day today.
Just gonna just kind of take a deep breath and be like, I am pretty confident that you lied to me. You told me that there's lots of good things in this world and everything is horrible and I hate it here.
Well, I mean, I'll admit we are definitely having a low point. I'll say that right now. But there's good things in the world, like like the laughter of children, or sunrise in a pretty meadow. There's stuff in this world that are good. That's good. We're just having really bad time.
This world is so horrible that you think a good thing is that the sun comes up because it continues to turn. That's your basis for good because the sun
Well,
rises. We're not
no, I
just
mean,
trapped in eternal darkness.
no, I mean, it's pretty. It's a nice thing to look at. Have you seen a sunrise? We've been here for a while, so I have you actually taken the time to really appreciate it?
I'm confused. Do you think me watching a sunrise is going to make things better right now, Timmy?
Well, no, I'm just trying to make the point that there's not everything in the world is bad. We're just having a bad time, right? Bad times are temporary. The world isn't always bad.
You you know where I'm from. We don't have sunrises. Right?
I
We don't
did not
have
know that.
there.
I've never been to where you're from, so I had no idea about that. But okay, uh, how do you have
The sun
something
is
like?
bright
Oh,
and I don't really enjoy the sun. It is very bright.
yes, that is what it does. Uh, do you have something in your world that you just find pretty to look at? Like I don't know,
Children with
anything that you
knives.
just hmm?
Like, anyone? Intrusive thoughts one.
Fair. But like, do you have anything in your world that you just look at and you think, huh? That's nice. That's nice. You got anything like that in your where you're from?
If we don't have sun, we don't have really any light. It's mostly gray where I'm from. There's
Oh,
not
oh
really color.
yeah, I understand that. But like, do you have something that gives you the feeling of just Damn, that's really nice to look at. Like it could be anything. I'm just trying to make a comparison here.
Helps with this.
I think Ekkie is so confused right now because this doesn't like above table make any sense to her how this fixes anything. Like this is and also what does she doesn't compare things. She's gonna stop and like stare at you confused. Just be like, I don't understand what you're trying to say. You're not making things better. You're confusing me. This is
Okay.
not a good thing.
Okay. Yeah, you have good things where you're from, right?
What do you mean good things? It's not bad things, it's
Anything.
just things.
Okay. Okay, there we go. Some things are just things. Sometimes some things are good, some things are bad, some things are just things. Same deal we have here. Some things are bad, like the things we've been going through recently, bad. But there's also good things, and there's also just things that are just things. You've just had a bad time. That's all it is. You don't have to. You don't have to like say everything is bad just from what's going on right now.
And the time I have been here, I have been to a place where they hurt children for no reason besides they're poor. They beat and murder animals for no reason besides being hungry. They take advantage of the defenseless and the poor and they watch them suffer. Nobody helps anyone, and all anyone cares about so far is going to kill a dragon. Do you not what is good in this world?
I mean, you were also at church where people healed one another and people and children played and had fun with excuse me shit, what's his name,
Rufus?
Rufus, and played with Rufus, and he had fun with the children, you know. That's also things that happen in the world, you know. You saw us go to a candy store where and we had lots of fun with like the various magical candies. There's good stuff in this world. You're just seeing a lot of the bad too.
I didn't care that much about the candy store. I didn't get all the candy. I didn't see the children with Rufus. We just knew they were there. And you mean all of the orphans that live in the temple that will never have a home and will most likely spend either their time there or end up on the streets? Those children.
You're gonna see Timmy kind of click his mandibles. He's not talking. This is just a nervous tick because he's really trying here to make you see the world and not too bad, not so bad. Hmm. Not all. I mean, not all orphans end up like that. I mean, I was an orphan, and look at me. Look how I ended up.
Timmy, you're 7 years old.
And I've lived a full life of adventure, heroics. I've had a good
And
life.
who raised you?
Well, I first was raised by a fire giant. Then I was sent off to go be with my own people, and now I stayed with them for a while. And then I came to the Sword Coast.
You've lived a very short life. I think it's easy for you to see things in smaller pictures because you just see what you've seen. Where I'm from, it's very, just gonna try and think for a second of how to describe it. It's very black and white. You just take care of your own, and it's not always easy to survive. We have bad things that are there and good things, but we all take care of one another. I don't see people who take care of one another here. The lady I met who was an adventurer made it sound like adventurers get together to do big, grand things. But no one seems to care about the little things that happen.
Remind me, Ekkie, your race, is it one of the, like, the long-lived ones, like the elves or dwarves?
We are elves in our own way, yes,
So you live a long
slightly
time.
deviated. We do.
Well, you've been mentioning I'm only like 7 years old. My race, we don't live for very long. I think the max is about the max was about 20. I can't remember. I haven't really hung out with my own kind that much. Like I said, it was a very short time. But because of my short race, I look at everything and I take it all in stride because I'm not around long enough to really feel that bad about what's going on around me. Do I think shit's bad? Of course. Do I think about what those kids went through and the dog went through is bad? Damn Skippy. I'm gonna kick the if I ever meet the person who did that shit, I'm gonna kick their ass. But I'm not gonna dwell on it for long because that dwelling on the bad is like a poison to the soul. Yeah. You know about poison, right? And souls.
Because you die so soon that you won't have any time to fix things or have any real effect on the world, so you choose to only try and kill dragons so people will remember your name.
Well, that's a very reductive way of looking at my life. I mean, I haven't only ever killed dragons. I've done other stuff. I've helped people. Hell, the whole reason I'm in the Sword Coast is because I helped someone. Hell, I got this. One of my little hands plink the necklace around my chest. I got this because I helped someone so much I almost died.
I don't understand how you see the world. I would like to believe it's because we live different amounts of times and you don't think you can have effect on it. But if you live a long time, shouldn't you want to see change happen?
I mean, change is inevitable, and the guy said that so fucked up. Um,
It
ch-
is inevitable.
yes, I am inevitable. But you're like you said, you will live a long time. You're gonna see changes all the time. Me, I won't live long enough to see a bunch of change. Not unless I do it myself.
Mm. I don't feel better, Emmy. I just feel more confused. Am I supposed to make you feel better that you don't live alone? What do you need from this conversation?
Well, and Timmy will look back toward the path we've been walking. How much has changed since we've been going through here,
It just
CC?
looks the
Ekkie
same.
did,
Okay, so it hasn't been like
Ekkie did
closing
stop
behind
a
us.
while ago, by the
Okay,
way. Like
yeah, but we were
yeah,
walking for a while.
you mentioned about the time that you mentioned, when you can about the sunrises was when she pretty much stopped you. I'm just like, I don't get what you're trying to ask, just so you're aware. We've been walking for a bit, but yes. So
Well, what I would really like is to maybe rejoin the party. I don't know how I really feel about being cut off from everybody. If you want to keep walking though, and clear your mind, I'm happy to keep walking with you.
I don't Like that I'm responsible for that thing that wants to destroy Tamerlane.
To be fair, that I'm pretty sure the blame solely lands on Tamlin for killing the thing in the first place.
He didn't kill well, he did, but he didn't. And that's what I mean about things being bad. There's no middle ground, and there should be.
I mean, did you mean to make that thing into as a whatever the hell it is?
I don't make things into revenants. It's not what I do.
Then you shouldn't feel bad about it. It's a freak accident, an aberration of nature, I guess you could say. So you didn't mean to do it, so you shouldn't feel bad about doing it. Just work toward making it better. Like
It happens.
hmm?
But sorry. But
like like when I okay. When I was traveling to the Sword Coast, I was accompanying this group of this caravan, and I accidentally kind of smashed one of the kids' toys. It wasn't on purpose. I was walking and I kind of just stepped on it. I'm a big guy, but it happens more often than you think. They were upset, so I went to work fixing it. I won't say I did a great job, but they were appreciative all the same.
what happens when you die, Timmy?
I die.
And then
Well, out of character, I don't know if Thrycreen have any kind of like belief in afterlife. I mean, they're a hive society.
They're not very religious. Probably they're more druidic in tradition, so circle of life kind of thing.
Gotcha. Well, I'll fall. It'll all go black, and my body will start to decompose and nourish the earth. My carapace will become
oh,
brittle. My insides will get all soupy and gross, and hopefully something grows like wherever I fell. And the hive back home will just make more. Won't be me, but it'll be similar.
I think Ekkie looks so confused right now. I mean, yeah, that's your body. Something may eat you. You might be good boiled. I don't know about that. I meant what happens to your soul, the you inside of your shell. Like, taps your carapace chest in there.
Timmy will just like shrug, which is very easy to see as a shrug because big ass shoulders. I don't know. Maybe I'll go back to the main. Maybe I'll go back to the Great Hive, and maybe I'll be reincarnated. I have no idea. We don't really have any kind of set doctrine on the afterlife in my people. More of a circle of life kind of thing,
And we die, we come back, we're just put into a new body. That's what happens to us. And when I do my sleep trance, I can communicate with others of us from the past, if that makes sense. So we continue on. And some of us, when we're born, weren't brought back right. I was always told I was brought back wrong, and I'm not the whole thing. That I just am here, not always here, though, if that makes sense. I'm not a full me. That is why everyone who raised me just called me an echo. I don't know if that's my real name. You all started calling me Ekkie, so I said, okay, because I don't think I have an actual name, just what I've been called. So to come up here, I thought that I was going to be able to help things and complete what I was born for. And now I'm here and things are terrible. And where I'm from, we don't have a sun or a moon or stars. It is dark like this all the time, minus your weapon cane. It's just dark.
Hmm.
And it feels brighter there than it does here in this world.
So you say so. If I'm understanding you correctly, you're saying you came up here hoping for a purpose, hoping for some path. Am I understanding you correct there?
I was sent here with a purpose. I didn't have a choice. We don't just leave freely most of the time. And I had thought by coming up here, I might find more than what I am. Yes.
Well, looks like you're on the same path as most people. Everyone's hope has a path that someone else put them on, but they're also looking for something for themselves as well.
Um,
Like
okay.
I was sent by the Adventure Society to help take down this dragon. Not Society, Adventures Guild, right?
Yeah, society.
Okay. Because whenever say Adventure Society, I keep thinking I'm referencing he who fights with monsters. But okay. But there's other stuff going on, so I'll help out with that too. Who knows? Maybe this path, this path will lead to me getting stronger. Maybe it'll kill me. Maybe it'll do all kinds of stuff. Only way to find out is to keep walking it. There'll be bad stuff. There'll be good stuff. I know that and accept that.
I mean, I think you're a good dry crane, but I don't know if this conversation is to make you feel better or me feel better. I don't feel better at all, but we can go back to the others so you feel better and you're not scared anymore. She'll just kind of turn and start walking back.
I mean, I never said I was scared. Concerned is a better word, There's a rule literally etched into the walls of the Adventure Society headquarters: never split the party. We've kind of
This,
done that.
this is not a party. This is a horrible place with terrible things happening. I don't know what you mean. There is no party here. She's saying this out loud as she's walking since you just speak in her mind. So she's just having this whole out loud by herself.
Well, I mean, party is another word for group. Like, we're a group of people, and that's what they mean. That's what they mean by a party.
You're not a people. You're a Thrygreen.
Okay, a group of individuals.
Mm. Okay. Well, I'm. We're heading back, and even though you won't say you're scared, you won't have to be scared much longer because we'll be back with everyone else.
I'm assuming that
Concerned.
you're walking ahead of us. You got your back to you. So, but Tibby just clicks his mandibles in a way that you haven't heard from before. It's kind of like it's like it's like exasperation because he's both glad we're going back and like he's uh what the hell is the Adventure
It,
Society sent
it's
me on?
exasperated because he's talking to the person who doesn't understand anything about the world and is having a hard time with it. Don't worry. She's exasperated. She just, yeah. She also doesn't understand half of what you're saying. I'm sorry. It just
I
doesn't make
get
sense to her.
it.
Um, yeah.
All
And
right.
she'll have
So,
heard it. She won't think anything. Yeah, she won't think anything of it because she's heard Timmy click and stuff, and she doesn't speak Drycrane, so she's just going to assume that you're the most you would maybe get is her just being like, "I don't speak your language. I'm sorry." She's continuing to walk.
no worries. Let's just get back. Who knows?
I
Maybe by the time we get back, Syl will have already taken care of Osiris's need for soul destruction.
I think Sil was going to sleep when I was leaving, and Sil said there's nothing that can be done. If we take care of them, they'll just return. Um, so there's that.
Just trying to look at the bright. Look at the. Wait, no, that's a saying. Just trying to have high hopes.
I shouldn't fully blame Tamerlane. I listened to Tamerlane's story, and while Tamerlane killed them because I think Tamerlane's an idiot, is the nicest way to say it. Um, he wasn't the one who killed their family, so I don't understand why they are what they are, and I don't like it. And I think Ekkie would also just kind of mention as she's walking, and don't worry, Timmy, I will not tell them that you were scared.
I appreciate that.
Of course, it is something to keep you positive about things as you want to be.
Alrighty. While that whole conversation was going on, what has been going on back at camp with Syl, Darian, and Tamerlane?
Well, Syl's tending to her hands, and is keeping an eye on the squirrel.
The squirrel has disappeared into the vines.
Hmm, that's gonna bite us later. Uh, I'm gonna look at Darian. Darian, how are you holding up?
Oh, apart from the group almost falling apart as per usual, I think I'm doing okay. How are your hands doing?
At this point, I think I've lost enough blood to supply a small blood bank, but I digress. I am okay.
I'll be keeping an eye on you regardless.
You were doing that anyway.
Exactly. Well, one eye on you, one eye on the tunnel. Don't know if anything's gonna come through there.
Hopefully, it is Ekkie and Timmy.
Yeah, they've been gone a while. Hope they're okay.
I do as well.
Well, you can see the dog has moved off to the edge and is kind of laying near the entrance to the little in on alcove y'all are camped out in, waiting for the return of Ekkie and Timmy.
Still's gonna look over at Tamerlane, who, if I remember correctly, Blue, you said Tamerlane was going to sleep? Blue, you're muted.
Yeah, Tamerlane was gonna go to sleep.
That's what I thought. But Syl's gonna look at Tamerlane and take a deep breath and go, I know he can be a dumbass, but he doesn't deserve that. Nobody does. The only way to get rid of the Reverend is through a wish spell. And Syl's gonna look at you, Darian. I'm not gonna be able to help you in that endeavor.
Uh,
Yes, Tamerlane?
no, sorry, that wasn't a response. I had a sneeze that wasn't coming up. Sorry.
Fair enough. Darian?
Yeah. We'll think of something, I'm sure.
Put it
For
this
now,
way.
I think. Go on.
Put it this way. A wish spell is the only way that I know how to deal with a Reverend. That or divine intervention. In theory, I could eventually help with divine intervention, but I'm not going to be able to help with a wish spell.
Yeah, I think we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. From what Cyrus is saying, they're not interested in Tamerlane until they're stronger anyway, so. I think the main concern at the moment is surviving this tunnel and hoping we can find another side to it.
Agreed.
And in the meantime, I'll keep an eye on Tamerlane to make sure he doesn't get up to anything.
Oh, even when we keep an eye on him, he'll get up to something. But that's okay.
Maybe we should invest in some more beating sticks when we leave.
Still looks at her beating stick and just kind of twirls it around in her hand a bit and goes, you know, it's funny, this isn't my beating stick. I made a promise, so I do have to return this.
So, just to confirm, somebody was supporting you in your beating of people in the past.
Looked at Korvac. If I remember correctly, I was given the beating stick to beat Pervel with, right?
I wasn't there.
I'm pretty sure it was to beat Pervel with.
I wouldn't be surprised because it was a Zune that gave it to you.
Yeah. Like, there's a slight possibility that it was Noctis that I might have been beating at the time, but I'm pretty sure it was Pervel.
I think it was when Purple shot him in the butt.
I think you're
That's a
right.
nice way to put it.
Syl's gonna think about it. I go, yeah. No, that was when we were dealing. That was just after we fell into the Underdark. So, but my voice goes all funky. Excuse me, I'm getting over a cold. That being said, after this rest, I should be good to go. Feeling the least amount of tired that I have in a while.
You know, it's been so long since you said that, I was worried you'd never recover.
It took some time.
Let's maybe not make a habit of it, yeah?
Looks at you and it's already a habit. Like legitimately, I'm pretty sure I've been exhausted since since you were playing a Zune.
Yeah. In my defense, I tired myself out more than I expected defending the Whispering Woods. So,
It was needed, as unfortunate
was.
as it was.
Hmm.
You did what
Okay.
you had to do to keep everyone safe, and it worked. The same way that Tamerlane almost ripped apart his soul to do the same. Yes, it greatly wounded you. It exhausted you. But you did what you had to do to keep everyone alive. And that's what matters.
This is a roundabout way of you saying you're going to keep exhausting yourself to keep everyone alive.
Well, as long as you stay alive, that's all that matters.
Is this where you cast Death Ward on him again?
Yes, I will. I cast Death Ward on Darian and Korvac have it on them at all times at this point. It's non-negotiable.
I had a feeling. But is there anything else you would like to do as y'all are waiting?
Um,
I think just keep watch and see when those two come back. Make sure nothing spooky happens to us in the meantime.
Spooky, scary skeletons send shivers down my spine. But the hours begin to pass with no sign of either Ekkie or Timmy. Just the silence of the tunnel.
I think if it's been that long, Still is going to send a message first to Timmy and ask if they're with Ekkie.
Do I receive it?
Yes, you do.
I send back. Yeah, I'm with Ekkie. What's up? Something wrong?
Okay. So in that case, I can't just respond. That's a 3rd level spell.
Would it make sense that we haven't made it back to the group in the hours that we've been walking back?
Oh, not at all. You've been walking back far longer than you were walking away.
Okay. I am going to send 2 off in quick succession, 1 to Ekkie and 1 to Timmy, and go 1, ask Ekkie, you're gonna get the message asking if you are okay. And Timmy, you get a message saying, you guys have been gone for a while, what's going on? We're getting worried.
He would just respond, like Ekkie would. No, she knows message well enough to not say this out loud. She would just, respond with, we're fine. We're walking in the one-way tunnel. It is a long time to get back.
Now I will respond to Sill's message. I know it's. I'm wondering if maybe we missed a turn off or something because we've been walking a lot longer than we were walking out. We might have gotten lost.
In the one-way tunnel.
Weren't there turns in this tunnel?
There's plenty of turns, but not branching turns.
Ah. See if he would like to try something. Try something. He'll take Ekkie by the shoulder. But hold off for a second. Looking back, do I see a turn that we could have taken?
None that you could branch off. It's a winding tunnel, but
Yeah, but like, do I see a turn to take? Like, is there a turn within within visual input? You know.
as in the winding tunnel corner you just came around, but it's not a branching path.
Timmy's gonna head back to that turn and look down the path. Does it look the same as while we were walking down it?
Everything has looked the same as when you were walking down it. It is a bunch of moving vines. That is it.
I look back down the tunnel toward Ekkie. Ekkie, we should have made it back to the party now, right? I mean, I'm not crazy.
Well, I mean, remember, these vines consumed us, and that is what brought us down here. My assumption is the tunnel is probably changing around us without us noticing, and when it wants to bring us back to the party or wherever it wants to take us, it will put us there. But I am not a druid.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense as anything else.
I cannot think of any other option as to what is happening, as we've been going for some time, but it has felt nice to walk.
Did I take thaumaturgy or druidcraft? Damn, I took druidcraft for some reason. I was gonna try to use thaumaturgy to yell to make a loud enough noise that hopefully Syl would be able to hear it. But I don't have it, so can't do it.
I just have to ask above table, like if Syl was able to hear and respond, would Timmy just try and like chop through all of these vines that were able to consume everyone, or what? I'm just wondering what the path forward would be.
I did think about that. But I also do remember
So-
what happened the last time I tried to chop into the vines, so probably not.
I was just no. I was just saying. I think that would. I kind of wish you had thaumaturgy because that would be hilarious just to see what happens. Sorry about that thing, but Ekkie would probably just say, we can sit and rest here, or we can continue walking. Are you tired? I can maybe carry you if you need.
I look at Ekkie and no, I'm fine. I can keep walking. I'm just concerned
you-
because we might be walking away from the party.
We could be, yes. We don't really have a choice in where we go, though. I'm just gonna kind of stare at you for a second and say, you said you're concerned again, which means you're not scared. Just trying her best to innuendo this or whatever it is, like imply. And she's like, do you need me to hold your hand to help you go through here? Put her hand out.
Maybe we'll look down at you, not in a condescending way, but just like look at you like, what the fuck?
She's just standing there. I don't know if Ekkie's great at understanding facial expressions, especially on a thigh crane, to be honest with you. I mean, she's just gonna keep her hand out. Just be like, did you need me to try and make you feel better?
No, I'm perfectly fine. let's just keep going. Who knows? Maybe you're right. Maybe this thing will just pop us out right next to the group.
She'll kind of look at her hand and just put it down and kind of just turn and start walking. It's okay to be afraid. Fear is a natural emotion that everyone has. It manifests differently in others.
Well, I know of the fear emotion. I don't think Thrycreans really have that sense of fear. I mean,
Oh,
they're a hive
everybody has
collective.
fear.
I'm just saying they're
Everyone
a
has
hive
that.
collective.
You
You
might
know,
be a
you
hive
ever seen-
collective, you don't have a hive mind.
Fair.
And you're not immune to the fear condition, so
Fair.
Everyone's scared of something.
Birds. Big old birds. That's what Timmy's afraid of. If he sees a big ass rock or something, he's like, "Oh shit!"
You know
I mean,
what? I'm not gonna blame you for that.
he's a bug. That's a
Mhm.
thing.
He's-
I'm delicious to
Ekkie did,
birds. I'm a tasty treat.
Ekkie did mention you might be tasty boiled. You never know, right? Like she doesn't know. So
Yeah, I'm a
uh,
goddamn. I'm a big ass lobster.
yeah, like big old crawfish walking around. I think also like weirdly as it is for Timmy, like Ekkie's probably more comfortable just moving around in the darkness all the time. Like it's not that she like has better vision than other people do, right? She just has your standard night vision, but since she's from a place where it is just dark, she kind of just is good at it. And it just feels more natural to her, if that makes sense. So she just kind of keeps walking, she's not in a hurry, and she'll just kind of continue. I think Ekkie's always pretty comfortable in silence, but she'll just say, if you change your mind about being concerned and it becomes being scared, I can hold your hand or help somehow.
Actually, in that vein, it says everyone back at camp is would be taking a long rest. I'm assuming it's a long rest, not a short rest, right?
yeah, that's what you're all doing.
Would I be able to walk while having Ekkie on my back and still get my sleepless,
No,
long rest? Yeah, I
you
thought
wouldn't be
so.
able to walk a long distance and get any rest.
Okay, fair. I'm just thinking like strenuous activity is more like running around and fighting, but a slow
No.
walk might not be. I don't know.
Walk, that would be a strenuous activity, especially since you've already been walking for hours.
Fair.
And you had already been walking for 8 hours prior.
Yeah.
But you know what? Ekkie gets the 4 hour long rest, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
As long as she trances.
Timmy will offer to carry Ekkie around so they can get a long rest.
Ekkie will not be able to actually get a long rest while being carried.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
If Timmy offers that to Ekkie, she'll just kind of stop and say, why don't we just sleep here for the night?
All right.
Okay. I need 4 hours to have a trance, and that is all I need. We'll need to take turns though. So Ekkie's going to kind of look Timmy up and down and look at herself and think she's
Uh,
still holding up pretty well and just say, Timmy, you go to sleep and I will watch you.
I
You sleep?
I don't sleep like at all.
How long do you have to remain not moving for you to be rested?
Well, it's not that I can't move at all. It's just I have to refrain from any strenuous activity. But I think it's out of character. I'm pretty sure it's a full 8 hours, right? It doesn't say.
Yeah, you're just the 8 hour. Or
Yeah, I'm
the
just
6
awake.
hour and then 8 hour. So, yeah, you need your 8 hour long rest. You can just keep watch and do some light things.
Yeah.
Read a book.
Yeah, you go and you go and hit rest. Like I'm just gonna hang out for 8 hours.
Mm. Okay. Ekkie is going to think, let's see.
That being said, what did with that second message, what did Timmy tell Syl? Like, are you
I
telling her
said,
that you?
yeah, I said that we've been walking for a lot longer than we had been walking away. So pretty sure we're lost.
Oh, fuck.
Still won't know this, but Ekkie will tell Timmy during my. I need 4 hours. I can have some different spells ready for um, our next interaction. I don't have the spell ability currently to reply to Syl with what she's using, but I above table can prepare it. What she would
Yeah.
go with there. So she'll basically just let Timmy know that she can, while she's trancing, redo things to where she's able to contact Syl back so they can stay in a little bit better
Yeah.
touch. But she needs her 4 hours to do so in, is what she's going to let Timmy know. That might help them.
Sounds good.
And we might possibly be eaten by vines while we're sitting here. Don't be scared if you do. Don't try to cut them.
Well, I'll try to resist that urge. And Timmy
I
will
mean,
sit down next to you. I'll just be
I
here.
don't know what happened when you wait. Ekkie hadn't gone in yet when he was slashing at the vines. It grabbed his halberd or his glaive, right? When it happened.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Just be like, I think it'll take your weapon if you try and cut at it. So just respect where we are and accept that it will do as it chooses. Then she'll just kind of sit down and go into her trance. Like I feel like Ekkie could do it just almost instantly. She's one of those people. Just like whoop and bye. It's she does.
All right. While Ekkie does that, I'll take out a little sharpening stone and start, you know, cleaning up the edge of my blade a little bit.
Fair. Back with the other party, they still do not return.
No, they don't. I am looking around. Who's even still awake at this point?
I think it's just you and Darian at the moment.
Yeah.
Darian, go to sleep.
And what about you? You're the one that needs it.
I need less than you do. And to be quite honest, we need a long rest. And if we go after them now, we're just going to exhaust them. We're just going to exhaust ourselves. And I'm almost tapped out of magic. We're no good to them dead. I will
If you're
keep
almost
watch.
if you're almost tapped out of magic, wouldn't it make sense for you to have a rest?
You take a rest first, and then I will. That way, I have enough that I can get through a watch. Let the elf do elf things. Go,
Hmm.
you go to sleep first, so that yours is started. By the time I need to take mine, Korvac will be awake.
Well, if you're sure, but if anything happens, wake me up first.
Noted. I'll scream.
That will do it. Yeah, Darian will take off his armor and try and get some sleep.
Darian, as you are starting to go to sleep, you hear something. Something moving in the tunnel.
Oh, goody. I'll stop what I'm doing and go and peek down the tunnel.
It's all dark, but you can hear something getting closer.
Still, do you hear that?
No, Syl, you do not.
Tilts their head and goes and looks. I don't hear anything. Darian, I think you really need some sleep.
I don't know. I swear I can hear something down there.
As you turn back to look again, Darian, you can definitely see something moving towards y'all in the shadow.
You're telling me you can't see that at all?
Where are you Where is he pointing?
Just down the tunnel.
Still gonna go take a closer look.
You're gonna venture off into the tunnel?
Am I going to go far? No, but I'm going to go down just enough to see where he's pointing.
Darian, you can see it is approaching. Maybe 100 feet out.
I'm gonna run in front of Syl. Just try and see if I can see what the hell it is.
It seems to be getting closer as you see a kind of short, squat creature, kind of round. Four-legged, it looks like.
Small, squat, four-legged creature.
Oh no.
Is it wearing a
Please,
hat?
no. Oh please no.
Darian's gonna kneel down to try and get to its level to try and see better what it is, but keeping his hand on his sword just in case.
As you lean down, it gets right up in front of you, and that's when you notice it's wearing a flower crown.
Oh no.
If you look in your
Do
messages,
Do I see?
Oh, that's adorable.
Okay. What do I see with Darian?
Darian's currently in front of what's going on, so you see his back.
Okay, I'm gonna walk around. Darian, what are you doing?
Syl, there's a capybara with a flower crown.
What the fuck? You know what? It's not what I thought it was, and that's fine. It's not what I thought it was. I am okay with it being a capybara with a flower crown. What are you doing down here?
It just looks at you.
Darian's gonna put his hand out and offer her a sniff.
It does a sniffer snore.
I guess it's friendly.
And that's when the fangs come out. Arr.
Well,
Still's going to give it scritches and go, come on, it's time to rest.
how can you expect me to rest when this is here now?
You can cuddle with it back at camp.
Fine.
So just so I understand this correctly, we're currently in a they are currently in a tunnel of creeping, wiggly demon vines, and this adorable little capybara wearing a flower crown just appears apropos of nothing, and they are readily accepting it into their camp.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? Kill a capybara?
I'm just whatever happens, happens. That's all I'll say.
I'm going to keep an eye on it.
Hey, Syl.
Yeah.
As you turn back to camp, you see a problem.
Yeah.
Or, well, You don't see the problem. Which is, in case, the problem, because you don't see the camp.
No! We only went 100 yards! Darian. Darian.
Yeah, I don't like this either.
Cormac's gonna kill us.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
And you broke the rule one of the group. You left Tamerlan alone
Oh
again.
God.
He's not alone. He's got Korvac and Tink with him.
And Osiris just somewhere.
I'm. Darian, lay down and go to sleep. I will keep watch. Just lay down and go to sleep.
What do you mean lay down and go to sleep? I don't know where we are.
What are we I don't either. What we're supposed to do, wander around in circles until we drop down from exhaustion?
Maybe.
I'm gonna hit you with the beating stick!
You see
Can
the
I-
capybara starts to trot its way down the viney path.
I'm gonna follow the capybara. Fuck this.
Yeah, I'm coming with you. I'm not sleeping.
Yes, follow the creature that made you lose your campground.
I'm
How
not
much
sleeping
you
on the
want to
floor while
fucking
you
bet
wander
it's
off.
leading us? How much you want to bet that it's about to lead us to fucking Ekkie and Timmy? How much you want to bet? Follow the capybara. Let's go. Come on.
We're rolling a 2 on our wisdoms today.
I was about to say I'm not a wisdom-based character, but yes, I am.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all are following it, and the hours start to pass. Your feet are starting to feel like lead weights. You are
This is why I'm not
not
wearing shoes.
doing well. As it does, it's not going quickly, it's just a slow trot. Moving along and along and along and along. It's at this point, can I get an athletics check from both of you?
Oh my God, I get to roll this without disadvantage.
Well, let's see if you
It's a
keep
miracle. I'm gonna use my hero point. If I fail.
it. Still failed.
That would be That would be an MVP in order to reroll.
Yeah, I'll do it first then. Just to make sure.
Hero point will give you advantage. MVP will reroll.
Yeah, I'll do it first. Didn't need
Darian's
it.
doing all right. Syl, on the other hand, it just is exhausted and takes a point of exhaustion.
God damn it!
Seeing Syl is struggling, I'm gonna do something smart, or I think is smart. They might hate me for it. Can I de-summon my elk and re-summon them?
Takes
Syl, are you willing to?
a while to resummon him, though.
10 minutes, I think, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Are you willing to wait 10 minutes? Actually, no, I rephrase that. You're waiting 10 minutes, so you do not have to walk any further.
It's at that point, though, when y'all are starting to have this conversation, when Syl's reaching her endpoint, you think you see a light at the end of the tunnel.
Oh, that's not ominous at all. A figurative light or a literal light?
A literal light.
Do they happen to hear scraping?
No.
Okay.
Let's go see what the fuck that is. Please be our campsite.
Darian, are you gonna stop Syl from running at the light at the end of the tunnel?
Can I channel my spell while I'm moving?
No.
Yeah.
I'll do that then, and follow very close behind.
Takes about 10 minutes to reach the source of light as you find there's a glaive stuck in the ground. With 2 people chilling around it. Well, one's a people, one's a giant bug.
Mm.
As you have discovered an Ekkie and a Timmy.
I'm going the fuck to bed.
And you
As
said
Timmy, you
hours
see.
happening.
Yeah, hours have gone by this point. You're almost done with your rest. But Timmy, you see Syl walk out of the darkness with a capybara and just flop on the ground. Not moving.
Oh shit! And Timmy will get up and head over to the sill, checking to see if they're still alive.
So about that point,
I'm
Darian
a-
walks up behind her.
I think it's about this. At this point, my elk could be summoned as well if it's been 10 minutes.
The elk's head is starting to grow out of the ceiling of vines. You can see the antlers.
Oh, that's a horrible vision. Whoa. Um.
Darian, what the hell are you guys doing here?
This small, incredibly cute creature distracted us for all of 20 seconds, and we turned back to go to camp, and camp wasn't there anymore.
I look over at the capybara. Is it still there, or is it still just
Yeah,
walking ahead?
it's just looking at y'all.
I look back at Darian. I look down at Syl. So, correct me if I'm wrong. You decide to follow this, granted, adorable creature in a unfamiliar, obviously cursed or some kind of magical bullshit's going on around here. Vine tunnel, leaving behind. I'm assuming Tamerlane and Korvac, and of course you followed it down the tunnel. That the very same tunnel that me and Ekkie got lost down. Am I getting this? Am I getting this right, Darian?
Pretty much.
Still, from the ground, as she's taking off her armor, goes, I told Darian to go to sleep. Darian saw something. We were on watch, therefore we went and checked it out. It was a capybara. We turned around to go back to camp to finish the rest, and it was gone. And then the capybara started walking off. And at this point, fuck it. Just and it's just taking off her armor, and she's tired of this grandpa. She's just gonna strip out of her armor and is just gonna wrap herself in the fucking vines. Leave the fucking wood nymph in peace.
You see the
She,
capybara plop down.
Syl's had a rough go of it the last few hours.
I can see that. Both, all right. Both of you just sit down. I'll keep watch. Nothing will sneak up on us while I'm here. I swear, sometimes it's hard to believe we're all adventurers.
I'm not supposed to be here, damn it!
Timmy will look at you. You shush, sleep.
Ekkie, it's at this point you can hear all this. Do you wake up to investigate what's going on?
I think in your trance, like you can still hear everything around you. So she would
Yeah.
probably take a break from it. And I think as Timmy's mentioning his whole spiel, I think when it's done, like she'll just open one eye and be like, Timmy, we didn't get lost. The tunnel just only went a certain way.
I feel like I need to
Reminder
remind
again.
everybody that no one else could hear my conversations when they're with other people. Only Darian heard me speak.
You have to say sorry if you don't. I didn't know if you said to Darian or you said I forget. If you don't say who you're talking to, I always forget who you're talking to as well. We need to get you like a voice box or something to
That is something
make life
to work on.
easier.
We'll
To
work on that.
get comprehend languages permanently cast on everyone. Ekkie would open her eyes though, because she would have heard Darian and Syl's explanation, and she'll just open her eye and just look at them and say, "Mm, the vines are living. The tunnel led us where it wanted. Timmy did not have to follow me. He chose to. And he is not scared, but he is concerned." Close her eye again.
sorry,
Timmy will
can
just plop right back down next to Syl and Darian. He'll say
Syl
he'll say to
has,
Darian, "Oh, good."
I was gonna say, Syl has buried herself into the vines. She's made a nest.
Another interesting thing, Timmy, that you noticed, these two came from the same direction you did. Timmy?
I'll address that. I'll address that later, after they've gotten some actual rest.
Fair. It's not long before back at camp, good Tamerlane, you wake up and need to pee.
Uh, uh, all right, I'll go. I go over to like the side area and just like go take a piss.
That's easy enough to do.
Do I notice that
That
Still and
nobody's
Dare
on
are gone?
watch? Yes, nobody is on watch.
Oh, what the fuck?
Tamerlane, I
Oh.
swear to the gods, go fucking wake up the Dragonborn. Go fucking wake
Look
up the
around.
half dragon.
This
I know that you want, but
that is a great concern. But about a minute later, after I use the restroom, I look around, see if I can find you two. Was the moment I don't find you two, I'm like, actually, one sec.
Korvac is gonna fucking kill us.
Drugs. Drugs.
Korvac is gonna fucking kill us.
They're the smart ones. They probably know what they're doing. I go over and go back to sleep.
As you're laying down, you see something rather concerning. Darian's elk doesn't have a head.
What the fuck? What the?
It just kind of
I
ends around the neck.
I walk over to the elk and I like poke them with a stick, see if it's still alive.
You see the body turn to look at you as if it had a head.
Elk, your head is gone. Are you being resummoned, or did Darren fuck up your summon?
The body just stares at you.
doesn't
I
have
go
a
to place
head.
my hand.
I can't hear you.
I go to place my hand over where the head should be. See if it's just
passes
invisible.
right through.
Huh. Oh, great. Looks like Darren fucked up the summon. I guess I need to teach him how to properly summon creatures. Stupid paladins.
Are you then going to go back to sleep?
Okay, no, upon seeing that, I go over and I'll go look over Korvac. I go over to like Korvac and I like just like pat his shoulder. Hey, dragon. Yeah, no one's on watch. I can't find Cylindarian, and Darian's elk is missing his head.
There is another issue. You can't find
No.
Korvac.
What the? Korvac? Korvac? Oh, god damn it. God damn it. Why does this group have to be... Probably all went up. Do I find Tink?
Nope.
Let's see if this works. I cast Thunderclap in the I just cast Thunderclap in the middle of the encampment.
Isn't
Stuff
Willow
goes flying.
still there since she was laying by the door
Willow is
out
also
of the tunnel?
not there.
Okay. Just making sure that he didn't kill the dog and create another horrible entity. Just want to check.
Yeah, I give it a second to see if anyone heard that. I'm like, oh god damn it! Oh god damn it! Did that disappear again? I just sigh. It's like, okay, do I go out and attempt to go look for them, or do I stay here? I think it's better I just stay here. I just go over and sit near the fire and decide to wait and see if any of them come back.
Okay. Some hours later, the rest of y'all have finished y'all's long rest.
Okay.
Back to one.
Back to one.
So when
Did
Ekkie's,
Darian-
because I know Ekkie would have finished. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm throwing a minor tantrum. It's fine. Ignore me.
So
Do I finish? Do I
know
finish
Ekkie
mine
would
or?
finish her thing.
Actually, before the end of that long rest, there's one more thing that happens that I forgot.
Oh no.
Darian, you see Syl in her little nest is kind of tossing and turning a little.
In a trance?
Yep.
Darren's gonna get up from the floor, I guess. And just kind of walk slowly over and see if I can get a better look to see what's going on.
As you look over, it looks like she's having a nightmare. If it was a human, that'd be obviously a nightmare. Elves shouldn't have nightmares, so it's a little weird. But there's something else you notice. One of the bonds on her wrist is flickering in and out of existence.
Ooh. Am I able to tell which one?
The oldest two.
I think since Timmy's there as well, he's not sleeping. And I literally sat right next to Syl. I would look at like, should we wake Syl up?
Ekkie, are you awake?
Ekkie will open an eye again and just be like, I'm in a trance. I'm
You've
not
well
sleeping.
since finished your trance by this point. You only had an hour left of it when they got there.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, she would have just, then I guess she, if you call her over, she'd be like, yes, I'm here.
You do trance things. Does this look normal to you?
No. That is not normal. Does she see the things on her flashing in and out?
Yes.
Does Ekkie know what those are?
I don't think it's been explained, and they're not normally visible.
Okay, that's why I didn't know if Syl had explained it or not.
It hasn't
think,
been explained, but at least one of them, you are a cleric. You should be able to roll for it. It would be religion, though.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how religious Ekkie is. La 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 la. Let us
Things
see.
you don't usually hear from a cleric.
That's actually pretty
Hey,
normal for a cleric, because that's intelligence-based. Clerics don't like
noticed
books.
that, but like clerics to me are like almost like zealotous in a lot of ways, right? Like they don't need religion because they already have their god. Like what do they need religion for? They have who they follow and it's perfect. I'm going to use a hero point on it because I'm not horrible at it, but I'm not great at it. How about that? See if we can
Gotcha.
figure it out.
Why?
I am proficient. I'm just not super high in intelligence. Thank you, hero point.
You see, one you don't understand is a little bit stronger, but the one you do recognize to be something like a marriage bond of some kind, of binding of souls, is flickering in and out. And you can see the bond almost looks cracked in a way.
I think Ekkie is gonna just look at Darian and say, I don't think we should bother her. Syl's getting a divorce.
Take a hero point for that. Just take it back.
I think Darren's just gonna turn and look at Ekkie in like befuddlement. He's like, how can Syl be having a divorce when she's asleep?
Ekkie just kind of looks confused because to her that's like the exact explanation. What more does a person need? But she'll be like, that one there, and like point it out, and isn't talking too loud because she doesn't want to bug. So that's she has a marriage bond. It's breaking. That means it's ending. When two people are married and they decide that it no longer works, they can end it, and divorce is what some people call it. She's
I will
breaking
also
it.
point out
She's divorcing.
that specific one, since you got a 21, that one can't be broken. That one can't. There is no divorce from that. That's when that breaks, both members are supposed to die.
I so want Timmy to just shake Syl, like yelling in their head, Syl, wake up! Your marriage is falling apart.
um, but I don't want Ekkie doesn't want to freak every single person out. Does Syl look okay besides the fact that it looks like she's having a nightmare? Does she actively look like she's dying?
No, she just looks like she's having a nightmare, tossing and turning a little bit.
Ekkie's going to sit on the other side of her so Darian can still have the thing, and just kind of look at Darian and Timmy and just be like, we're not going to freak out, right? The two of you aren't going to like grab Syl and shake her because you might hurt her. I don't know if we can wake her from this. We don't have these trances. This isn't normal. Right? We're gonna just watch and keep her safe. Look back and forth between Timmy and Darian because she does not trust them not to do anything stupid before she keeps talking.
Ekkie will hear, are you sure I could just like kind of yell in their head?
I will put it this way, Darian. Timmy asked me if he could yell in Syl's head. In a trance, Syl could hear us. Right? We hear what's happening around us. We're not fully asleep, but we're not fully awake. So I think if Syl wanted to wake up, she would. I don't know if she can by what's happening. Would I know if she, right? Because from what I understand about trances, like she should be able to bring herself out if she wanted to.
Oh, absolutely.
From
Because
what
some
Ekkie
elves
knows.
do
Okay.
dream after a lot of practice. They can go into a dream state to learn from past lives in like flashes of visions, which is what they see
Yep.
as dreams most of the time. That doesn't look like what's going on there.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure, I'm assuming that Ekkie doesn't, because I guess above table, what Ekkie's thinking is she doesn't think it's a great idea to try and like force Syl out of whatever's happening. She's worried it will hurt her more. And if she doesn't look like she's dying, she doesn't want to like do anything drastic to make it worse. So she just wants to confirm from Darian and Timmy they're not going to like run and freaking grab Syl and throw her against the wall or something insane that might hurt her. That's what she's trying to get from them real quick.
Yeah. I will also point out is Darian, with Hermes specifically, you've interacted with these two bonds before.
Yeah.
I'm almost positive, if I remember correctly, you were explained what would happen if that broke.
Oh yeah, that was explained while y'all were
Yeah.
in what would become the Whispering Wood. After
Yeah.
a certain somebody came through a portal and kicked everybody's ass.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ekkie would tell them, she'd just make that and she'd say, I don't want to disturb her because I think if she wanted to or was fully able to, Syl would simply wake up, right? She would open her eyes. This doesn't look like she's communing with her ancestors. This looks like something different. However, she's just kind of eyeballing both of them very aggressively. This is supposed to kill her and her partner if it breaks. She's not dying right now, though. I think we might have to let it happen because I think she would wake up. She should be able to hear us, is what I'm saying. Should know what we're doing around her.
Yeah, she should, but what if whatever is happening is stopping that from letting her wake up?
That's what I mean. I'm worried if we try to force her out of it, we might hurt her more. She doesn't look like she's hurting right now. She's having what looks like a bad dream, right? Is that right? I don't think Ekkie's probably had bad dreams, really, from just being in trances. Just going with what she knows. It looks like maybe she's having a look at Timmy, a big concern while she's trancing. I don't know if we wake her up, if we will hurt her, is what I'm worried about, and she doesn't look hurt right now. Can we watch her and see if it gets worse? Then we try to wake her. Maybe she needs to do what she's doing. We have to just support her by being close.
Yeah. Okay, we'll keep an eye on it. If things get worse and the bond looks like it might be weakening or doing some damage, I can always try and move it back to the Whispering Woods and see if we can force some magic into her or something to keep it stronger. I don't know, but let's just keep an eye on it and see what happens.
I think she would have to choose to break the bond because I don't, right? Wouldn't she also have to agree to break it? Maybe she's the one trying to break the bond.
That sounds dangerous, though.
Oh, I've yet to see Syl do many smart things in our time together, so I think it makes sense she would do something like this.
It just seemed out of the blue, though, if that is what she is doing. She never really mentioned anything.
I don't know anything about it. I don't know much about any of you. Syl's very smart, but she does. Reckless might be a better word than dumb. Things.
Yeah, she's not unintelligent, but she does make some very reckless decisions, especially if it's to protect other people, so maybe that's why maybe something's happening with who she's married to.
Just gonna stare at Darian for a few minutes. Silence, maybe not minutes, but like long seconds, and be like, just Syl does very dumb things when she's trying to help people.
Yeah. I think we all do at this point.
You all do, yes. Timmy doesn't like to hold hands when he's concerned, but you can hold Syl's hand. It might make her feel better.
Will that not wake her up?
Again, she's in a trance. If she was going to wake up with me being right next to her, touching her, she would have woken up. She would be able to hear us and acknowledge if she wants to come out of the trance. I don't think it will disturb her any more than it would us just talking. If you get electrocuted, I will heal you.
Great. Thank you. Yeah, Darian will hold her hand in a very gentle way to try not to disturb her, but to send support physically. I worded that really strangely, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you've been talking to Ekkie for too long, everything has to be too literal now for you. It's a problem. Can't say it and can't say anything that isn't literal at this point now.
It's bleeding through.
Yep. And Ekkie will she'll keep a watch on Syl, and if it looks like things are changing, she would try and wake her up. But from what she understands and knows about her trances, is Syl should be able to bring herself out if she wants, and she doesn't want to hurt her by trying to force her out of something that she's working on. So I think in Ekkie's mind, she's communing while she's in her trance, right? So it's kind of what Ekkie does, and she doesn't want to disturb that. With the caveat that she will slap the shit out of her if things start going sideways, though. Like, she has no issues doing that if she needs to do that whole entire 1950s silver screen movie thing and pick her up by the collar and slap her in the face to wake her up. She'll make it happen.
Alrighty. Timmy, are you up to anything?
No, I'm just here as big old buggy emotional support.
Fair. So, what's going on with you is you are getting flashes of another place. You're not really sure, and everything's a little hazy, but you're pretty sure you're seeing what looks like the ruins of some kind of building. It almost seems familiar to you, but it doesn't look right. Um, it seems there's a lot of dust in the air, and you see a couple figures moving around. They're moving quickly and running through the ruin, almost as if looking for a place to hide. They all have hoods up and a lot covering their face, but about five of them look a lot smaller. If you had to guess, they look preteen ish, maybe early teenagers, like 12 to 14 in age, if you had to guess, based on their size and stature. Save for one individual who is a good bit taller and is actually more armored. You see piecemeal pieces of armor across the shoulder, one of the legs, a very beat up vambrace, and a half helm that has a hood up. That one has a sword at their waist, and they keep turning back to look behind them, but they seem to be leading the group into a room and getting them settled. You catch a lot of fear in the air, a lot of stress coming from the larger of the beings, but other than that, you're not really sure what's going on.
I'm
You can
gonna
also
try and
hear
get
the
closer.
howling. You really don't have any ability to move.
Oh,
You're
I don't
almost
like
like
that.
a shadow, just moving along, as if watching some kind of image moving more than being fully in the situation. You can hear wind whipping around outside this ruin, and you get the feeling as if they're in some kind of deserty area based on the color of their garb and what looks like um, wind damage on the tallest one's armor, as it looks like it has been buffered by sandstorms.
Well, if I can't move, I'm gonna continue to look around and keep an eye on this group, trying to figure out where the danger is.
It's not long before you flicker in and out, flicker in and out, in and out, in and out, and you find yourself waking, Darian holding your hand. You're very disoriented, kind of.
Okay. I'm gonna look at Darian's hand and sit up, looking around confused. Honestly, I'm probably trying to look for that group of individuals.
You're back in the dark vines, cocooned among them, in a very different place than the sandy ruins that group is in.
Still's gonna tilt her head and look at the group and ask what's going on.
We were worried about you. You seem to be having what I would consider a nightmare, but I didn't think elves had nightmares.
You also can tell
You were
Darian
happy.
both the bonds have disappeared now that Sill's woken.
Hmm. Are you okay?
Just looks at you kind of confuzzled. They don't know what's going on. They seem to be looking around as if there should be other people here, and there's not.
We were worried something might have been happening. Some of your bonds were flashing, playing up. Looked like they were damaged in some way.
Which ones?
Your marriage bond.
She's gonna look down at her arm and twist it and call the bond up.
You see the bond is back, but it looks like it's flickering.
Syl's gonna get up and start putting on her armor. As normally that means that they're under attack. So her first thought is have to find and help.
It's easy enough to get your armor back on.
I saw something, a vision, a sandy ruin. He may need help.
Who?
Looks down at the marriage bond and goes, I can't. I don't remember his name. I don't remember his name. But if it's flickering, that means he's in trouble. It should mean he's in trouble.
Sil, I understand you're trying to help, but you remember where we are, right?
Above table, do I realistically at this point?
No, you're very disoriented. Trapped between two worlds and trying to reintegrate into this one.
Yeah.
Darian, seeing you looking confused, is the capybara still around with us?
Yep.
He's gonna pick up the capybara and show it to Sil.
It
Nothing
just
else, I
has
thought
that capybara face.
Nothing else. I thought a cute face might help.
Double checking something real quick. Fair. Okay, so she's gonna look at the capybara, isn't really seeing the capybara, and kind of looks around and goes, ruins, we're in ruins. Where
Not
did all the sand
quite.
go?
We haven't seen sand for a few days, or for a while. All we've seen is vines. Sil, what happened while you were in your trance?
There was a group of kids, ruins, teenagers, and a man hiding. They need help. I know that place. I just don't know the place. They need help. She's still putting on her armor. It's gonna take like probably 20 minutes with how confused she is, but she's trying.
I was talking to Ekkie. They said something about how elves can tap into past memories while they trance. Do you think this could be something like that?
Yeah, full elves. Full elves can do that.
I feel like while Syl's trying to put her armor on, Ekkie's just helping her. Just standing behind her helping. We were getting a divorce. Right in her ear.
Syl looks at you confused, Ekkie, and goes, I can't get a divorce. The only way the bond breaks is if one of us dies, and if one of us dies, we both die. We go together. That's the point of the bond.
It was breaking.
It means he's in trouble. I need to help. I have to find him. Also, Ekkie, Ekkie is Ekkie. I'm gonna remind you, Sill's a half elf.
Mhm. I appreciate. I'm trying to say this in the nicest way. I appreciate that you think that affects Ekkie's thoughts in any way. I'll put it that way. Nicest way I can say
Let
it.
me
I don't want to say she
rephrase
doesn't
this
care, but
because no. Here's the thing. Here's what I'm going to remind the group as a whole. Sill's a half elf. The bitch shouldn't be trancing.
Oh yeah.
no,
Half elves don't trance.
I totally get that. I'm just saying you've tranced, so to Ekkie, it makes sense to her, if that makes sense, right? Like to her, she's not questioning it because you do it, so she doesn't. Me as a player, that's weird. Ekkie as a character, it
Fair.
doesn't
Okay,
affect her.
that's
Is what
fair.
I'm saying. Sorry. It's what you do,
Okay,
and that's fine because that's how things work in this world to her.
fair. Then I guess it's up to whether or not the rest of the group realizes that Sill just said yes. Full elves do that.
That's for yeah, Timmy or Darian, because Ekkie's just gonna keep helping you put on your armor and tell you that she doesn't see any, that we can't go wherever you're trying to go.
Fair. Or Tamerlane. Tamerlane.
Is
Is here.
Tamerlane with us?
No.
I don't. Yeah, Tamerlane's not with us. Neither is
Oh
Corback.
fuck.
Neither is Willow. Neither is Tink. It's just us and
Okay.
the capybara.
So
That's why
yeah.
it's
So
saying we haven't. That's why Ekkie's
up to you,
helping you
Darian.
above table.
Yep.
She
Up.
wants to get
Yeah.
dressed and go.
Yeah.
I
Up
forget
to
she
you,
was in
Darian.
trance. Yeah. She just sleeps like a log. It's been too long since we've been in the game. Darian?
Um. So let me try and get my head around this. What you were doing or what you have been doing isn't something you should be able to do. But you did. Neither here nor there. At the moment, that doesn't matter. What matters is something's clearly happened to rattle you or to confuse things, and we are already dealing with a lot, so we need to try and get you better.
Above table, Sill's tranced every time though, right? Like that's kind of how she doesn't do the full 8 hours since Ekkie's been here. Yeah.
No, Cece's been having me run as a trance.
Okay, that's what I was getting. No, I was just making sure that's something that it's the whole time. Then yeah, still helping with the armor. Ekkie would just be like, she's not from here, she said, so maybe it's different for her.
Yeah, maybe.
And you're
Some-
sure you're not divorced? It's for Sill, by the way, unless oh, Darian might know.
Sorry. Sill's confused. She's looking for people that aren't there that she thinks should be. That's my cat's fade in the
Okay.
background.
He's just gonna look at Darian and look at Timmy and go, okay. Sill's mind is not working right. So we're going to go find Tamerlan so he doesn't do drugs or get killed by Corback now. And then we worry about who you are supposed to find later. Okay? Just pat on the head.
Crap, my thing was off. Yeah, Timmy will reply to Ekkie. Yep, sounds good to me. I want to get the whole group together as fast as possible.
Tamerlan gets in trouble a lot. We should find him. Darian, you said you followed an animal here and it brought you to us.
Yeah, I followed this little capybara friend.
Ekkie, having never seen a capybara, is going to bend down and look at it and probably look up at the elk's head coming out of the vines, being that she has more paid attention to Syl and other things.
At this point, it has fully come out.
Okay, I was gonna say, so there, look at the elk for a second and just say, hello, elk, and then bend down and like get right up near the capybara's face and say, hello, animal, will you take us to Tamerlan and the others?
It just looks at you in that capybara way.
I don't think it does anything besides walk around. I'm just going to stand up and say, okay, which way do we want to go? We started by going that way, and she'll point the way that she and Timmy had originally gone, which is the way they came from. And then we came back from that way and we ended here. You all came from camp and ended here, so I don't think it matters where we go. I think the vines just take us where they want. But you can decide.
I think you might be right, Ekkie. I think we just keep walking until we get someplace.
Perfect. 1 second. And she's going to use sending real quick and to Tamerlan, just say, Tamerlan, it's Ekkie. Are you alive or
Before
on drugs?
we start that,
Mhm.
we need to go check and see what Tamerlan's doing. As Tamerlan, you awaken to the sound of sizzling sausage.
What the? All right, who's cooking?
But you look over and see a familiar face. It's Rythor. The fat raccoon drug dealer.
Oh, what are you doing here?
Making sure you don't get into too much trouble down here on the highway.
Well, it's a bit late for that. Most of my party's gone.
Aye. Yeah, they wandered off. Unfortunately, it's only one way.
And how the fuck are they And how the fuck are they missing? They can just walk back.
What? No, it's one way, dude.
You mean you can only go forward, not back?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's obnoxious.
Yeah, that's how it works. Magic's weird.
Trust me, I know.
But it gets where you want to go. You want to
Good
pipe
know
while I
earlier.
get the eggs ready?
I'll just wait. You want me to get ready for you, though? Sure.
No, he's already cooking eggs and bacon. He's handing you
Oh,
the
no, I
pipe
mean,
while he
I-
cooks.
All right. Sure. Screw it. Screw it. If I'm gonna be in a shitty situation, I might as well be buzzed.
It is a nice puff before you are handed a thing of bacon and egg.
Thanks. Great. All right, that means I got to assemble the whole camp myself.
Don't worry about it. I got you. As he claps his hand and things start collapsing down into a bag.
Oh, you have animate. You have animate object.
Something like it. You'd be surprised how often I have to break down camp on my own. And the amount of vials I have is annoying.
I might need to keep that as a backup, considering my group seems to pull me's constantly.
Well, as soon as they walk out this little alcove, they'll be pushed further down, so fortunately no turning back.
That makes sense. Ugh. The moment we leave this place, I'm telling the group we're just going straight for the dragon. We need to ignore everything else around because trying to find this freaking thing and killing it is taking forever.
Well, it's still a couple days outside of that, I think. You got a long way on the highway.
Ugh. How long is this highway? 1 day, 2, 3?
I think you got about 2 left.
Ugh. Good to know. Wait, didn't you go forward? How'd you get back here?
You'd be surprised what happens when you go down this place.
I'll take that as you have a way around it.
No, I'm just ending up in the right place.
Well, I will say out of everything, at very least, that stupid revenant squirrel isn't here to bother me.
I imagine it's still around somewhere. Didn't come out
Ugh.
as far as I've seen.
Yeah, maybe I'll get lucky. Maybe I'll get lucky. He decides to stay here.
I doubt it. It's about that time the sending comes through.
Ugh. Morning, Osiris. Breakfast is ready if you're hungry.
Meaning the message from
Ekkie.
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant Osiris. My bad. Okay.
Nope.
Okay. What was the message again?
Are you alive and are you
I
on
believe it
drugs?
was. Yeah. Hi, Tamerlane. It's Ekkie. Are you alive? And are you on drugs? Yep, that sounds right.
All right. I'm alive. Drug dealing raccoon is here. Yes, I'm stoned.
Only 25
Location
words.
is one way only. Can't go back. Disassembling camp.
That's enough.
Will try to meet you.
He's gonna blink a few times and look at the party and say, Tamerlane lives, did not say if he was with anyone else, is getting rid of the camp, disassembling the camp, did the drugs with the raccoon, and that we're in a one-way tunnel.
So we need to wait for Korvac and the rest, and Tamerlane and the rest of them to get to us.
Yes, I don't think it matters that we will all end up in the same place.
Ekkie will hear, yeah, but I think it's better to end up at the same place together rather than like staggering.
That's what I mean. We'll just all end up there. We can hang out here or whatever you want to do. Sorry. I guess Ekkie is gonna just ask Syl, though I didn't hear, like I did not hear about the others, only Tamerlane. So Tamerlane is either not in trouble with Korvac for doing drugs, or Korvac is not with Tamerlane, is my guess.
I mean, if it's with the raccoon, the most it is fucking pot. That's fine.
You have a very weird choice on things, and your stance is Tamerlane should not do drugs, but it's okay if Tamerlane does some drugs. That is a weird
It's
decision to make with someone who's an addict.
one, weed's not addictive. 2, it's the difference between something that a plant that mellows you out and quite literally the magical dust of fairies and their bones that causes you to go absolutely fucking horse batshit.
I think you misunderstand me. I'm not saying that the plant he smokes is addictive. Tamerlane is addicted to drugs. There's difference there. An addict will find anything to satiate them until they decide it's not strong enough, and then they'll go back to their hard drug of choice. It's what they do. smoking pot is just a temporary placement for an addict. It's not something to mellow them out. It's something to fill the void as to why they consume drugs that could kill or would most likely kill them. They're just filling the hole they feel in their soul. And it won't work for long until he sneaks off and makes something horrible with ticks again or whatever it is. If Ekkie gets that, is the elk is headless? Good God! I think after saying that, Ekkie would look really confused and just say out loud without responding to Tamerlane yet. Look at the elk. Marion, Tamerlane said your elk is headless, but he has a head on.
Yeah, he seems fine to me.
I mean, would the elk still be around when after Tamlin woke up?
No. But Tamerlane's high and he's seeing things.
The last time Tamerlane saw the elk, he was headless, so it kind of makes sense, right? Like,
Yeah,
last
yeah,
time he saw
no,
it,
it
he didn't
makes
have a head. And she'll just kind of be 1 second. Tamerlane said Korvac and Tink are not with them. He's alone, which is worrisome, or as Timmy likes to say, concerning. And the elk is headless. So 1 sec, and then Ekkie's gonna just respond. Korvac, hi Tamerlane, it's Ekkie. Not with us. We will wait here. It's 11. Elk has a head and no boobs. It's 23 words. And she just said that, like, just in her head, just kind of kicked that back over to Tamerlane. And then she'll just look at Syl and them. I let them know that Korvac and Tink aren't with us, that we will wait for them, and the elk is here normal.
Oh, by the gods.
All right, if I'm
Okay.
getting all of that, I'll just sign and say, all right, I guess I'll have to start making my way over to them. So I just follow down here and I'll eventually run into them.
Aye.
You wouldn't have to have seen a small. You wouldn't have to have seen a fairy and a half dragon around here, would you?
He holds up a small fairy.
That tinker.
Yes, it is Tink.
The fuck?
She is still
Tink,
snoring.
Oh, for the love of. Yeah, I'll look them up in a second. Ugh. I have a super, so no dragon, no half dragon.
No half dragon.
Ugh. All right, I'll deal with that in a minute. Hey, I finish up my
Ekkie
breakfast and
will-
everything, and then I'll walk over towards Tink and I'll just poke them by the like, wake up.
Huh? What? Oh, you packed up camp. Good job. Where is everybody?
They all went further down. This cave is a one-way passage. What you can go down it, but you can't go back. I unfortunately don't know where Korvac is. I'm assuming he went down with the others, but he hasn't run into them yet.
Oh. Well, I guess that means we need to go catch up.
Ugh. Yeah, let's go.
As Tink sits on your head.
All right. I move the stuff as slowly as I can because it's a lot of crap.
I mean, if the raccoon dealt with it, then it's just in Tink's bag of holding.
Yep.
Is the bag of holding big enough? This looks more than 500 pounds worth of stuff.
Bag of holding is bag of holding. We
Fair
don't
enough.
worry about it.
Okay. Okay, I just slowly start moving my way down.
It takes a while for both Korvac, the dog, Tink, and Tamerlane to finally show up, but eventually they do. And
If
after
I
a
look
bit
over
of a
here-
lay-in, the party is reassembled.
Oh my god. I could finally. It took me forever to find you all.
Well, you were going to find us no matter what. This only goes one way. You said so yourself.
Yeah, I know, but I thought it would only take like an hour, not several.
It is a pleasure to
I
see you too,
realize
Tamlin.
Oh yeah. Oh, hey, Corback.
That was Darian.
Yeah, no, yeah, no. I'm ignoring Darian. I look over to see Corback.
He seems a little annoyed and he's leaning against the wall.
Gonna throw pocket sand at Tamerlan.
he's going to look at Darian and be like, is Tamerlan mad at you or is he being a child again?
I'm gonna go with the latter.
Ugh. You need to work on your summons. You left your elk headless at the camp.
My elk seems
Elk's
perfectly
right
fine to
here.
me.
Oh, it was. Well, I meant several hours. I meant like several hours ago. I tried speaking with it. It looked like it was like headless roaming around the camp earlier.
How many of you been taking drugs again?
No, this was before I was high. When I woke up and I found you all gone.
I'm just gonna put it down to you having a nightmare or something, because you're fine, right, buddy?
Look, all my nightmares usually involve me waking up in pain or suffering. So this was definitely not a nightmare.
I don't know. Seeing a headless elk sounds pretty terrifying and suffering to me.
I was making
Dar-
sure it wasn't suffering itself. I've seen like way worse.
Darian will hear in their head. Well, I mean, there was that that time that the elk was literally just sticking their head through the vines. I mean, maybe it was just mid transfer or something. I don't know how your shit works.
I'll be completely honest with you, neither do I. I just hope for the best, and it usually works out, so...
Darian, you get scooped with the antlers.
Oh, see? Everything's fine.
All right. Well, did you all at least find
Maybe
anything interesting down here?
can still go on your elk, Darian. She had a rough night and she doesn't know her ass from her elbow. I learned that phrase. The kids taught me.
I'm proud of you.
Uh,
Um,
Bill, are you okay?
How am I doing at the moment?
It's been about 3 hours. You're back to normal.
Okay.
You are,
Meditation
however,
work?
you are, however, having little flashes of heat and almost being able to see what you think is back into that room those kids were bunkering down in.
Above table, you're all going to know that I'm about to lie, but I'm gonna try anyway and say that I'm fine.
At this point, has you saying you're fine ever actually been meant that?
No.
I'm not even gonna
Sill's the
roll. I'm
type
just
of
not gonna
person
believe
who does so much and lies about it all the time that I can't imagine anyone in the party would ever believe Sill when Sill said I'm fine.
Certainly, I will. I will.
I feel at this point I'm gonna say it one day and I'm gonna be truthful, and you're still not gonna believe me.
No, 100% definitely won't. I think if Sill just said I'm fine, Ekkie would reiterate, can Sill go on the elk with you?
yeah, Sil,
Think
you're
you-
coming on the elk.
She looks slightly. Boomy, get out of the stick.
Booming attack!
You orange menace. You're going to your mother.
Aren't you glad I'm here?
Mm.
Oh fuck, I forgot your mother's at work. Anywho,
Did Sill answer Tamerlan besides saying I'm fine? Was that all that Syl said to
Oh, yeah,
Tamerlane.
she said no, she's fine. Looks pouty, but I don't think that anyone's gonna let me not get on that elk.
Nope.
She wants to walk on the
Oh.
she wants to walk on the vines.
Right on the magical elk steed. It'll make her feel good. Then Ekkie is going to add us. She just said she's fine after asking about the elk. She's going to go, I think Syl got a divorce last night. Is why she's not feeling good. Just going to walk over and I guess just grab Willow and put Willow back in the Bjorn and say, you can ride with me today. It has been
You
a
can
stressful
see
time in here.
Willow is actually managing to walk finally.
If Willow doesn't want to be picked up, she won't pick Willow up. But if Willow is fine to be picked up, she would put Willow in the Bjorn.
Willow's
carry her
fine
around.
with it.
Yeah, I mean, she'll just take her back and give her a little pet and just be like, you can, it has been, as Timmy says, concerning down here, not scary. Put her back in her little thing to walk her around.
You get boofed.
Question: do I see the capybara here?
Yep, Capybara is still here.
Yeah, I kind of look over the side like, question: when did we get a new pet?
Darian
point to
found them.
Yeah, they came running up to us in the tunnel, and that's kind of how we found our way here.
Okay, so it's a pet, right? Or is it a person? Or let me reiterate: is it an animal or is it fully sentient?
I'm assuming it's sentient.
Okay, hasn't
It's
talked to
cute,
us,
is
hasn't
what
it?
it is.
It
Right?
has
Sentient
not.
doesn't mean that it has voice box.
No. Okay, speaking of sentient voice box, yeah, I haven't seen Osiris. Didn't see if he ran into you all yet.
Where? How's Korvac and Tink dealing with Ekkie telling them that Syl is going through a divorce?
You got a side eye from Korvac, but he didn't say anything. Tink looks worried.
If I remember correctly, Korvac specifically doesn't know what's going to happen, but Tink does.
Yeah.
The question is that can I keep Korvac from? Let's see if I can hide my expression. I don't know how good Korvac's fucking intuition is so that I'm hiding something. But there's
You're
that.
always hiding something, so it doesn't really help you.
Fair. So he has advantage.
He doesn't need advantage. He's not going to need to roll because he doesn't believe you to begin with.
It's more so is he gonna push?
Not at the moment. There are other things going on. And you getting a divorce really isn't the biggest problem.
I would say ouch, but Korvac doesn't know that it is a problem.
Plus, Korvac wants to put your husband through several walls and has advised in murdering him on the spot, so...
Which is why Syl hasn't mentioned the fact that, it would also kill her too.
But, anything else y'all want to do before setting off?
Yeah, I'll offer a hand to Tink so that she can come sit with me.
They're gonna sit in your hair and steal one of the flowers.
Fair. Would it bring Tink comfort if I let her look at the bond so that she could fiddle with it? Well, quote unquote fiddle with it.
They are going to, whether you want them to or not.
Fair enough. So I'll bring it up and let Tink do her artificer bullshit.
But the entire day goes by without y'all seeing anything new. Once y'all are ready, the capybara starts leading the way again. Y'all have a full day of walking. Is there anything y'all want to do at the next campsite? Or y'all just want to keep moving?
we went out of this fucking tunnel.
I know.
Keep going.
Push through.
Let's get out of here.
I think we should take rests, like when we're
Well,
able to.
yes, we'll take a rest.
Get
We're
the
skipping. Effectively, we're skipping the cutscenes.
Yeah.
However, unskippable cutscene.
Ah, shit.
During the night of that second night, Darian, once again, you are awakened by a sharp tang of magic in the air.
Can I tell what kind of magic?
Wild magic.
Oh, that's dangerous.
It doesn't take long to look at it because you can see it, and it's coming from Syl.
Oh, God.
As
Is
she is
Syl-
writhing.
Oh, goody. Is anybody awake at the moment?
Yes.
Timmy, who's always
Timmy.
awake.
True, that is true. I keep forgetting about that.
I'm just in the corner, tapping away on my knees, just.
Timmy?
Hmm?
Did you... Syl's having a moment. Did this not come up on your radar at all?
He's looking the wrong way.
I'm not. Darian will hear. I'm not magically sensitive, so unless.
Oh
'cause
no,
there's
once you
sound
turn
to it.
around, there's lights coming off of this bitch.
Oh. So I turn around and look. Oh shit!
And that's
And
enough
Timmy-
for Ekkie to start waking up, I believe. And Korvac.
Ekkie will hear in their head. Is this a wait and see thing again? Because now there's lights involved.
Does Ekkie think this is a wait and see thing again?
You're not sure, but it doesn't look good.
Ekkie will try and walk over and see if there's anything she can do to help.
I'm not even gonna make a roll. You have no idea. You don't think there's anything you can do? But this is not your area of expertise.
She'd just probably sit down next to Syl and just say, I don't think there's anything to do besides let her divorce and hope she does not die.
You
Above
hear a
table.
growl from Korvac. What?
Ekkie's going to look at Korvac and just be like, she's getting a divorce. I was told that if they break, well, hold on, let me redo that. She's getting a divorce. I told you the bond, and she'll like point at the bond. That's one that if it breaks, they die. So we just hope she does not die when the bond breaks. There's nothing that can be done. If she wants a divorce, she has to try and not die.
Y'all hear a deep growl from Korvac.
Ekkie will hear in
He's
her
just
head.
gonna
Okay.
No, go ahead.
Would this help? And then Timmy will hold up his necklace. It's supposed to stop you from dying.
There won't be enough time to attune it, unfortunately. You hear from Tink. Also, I'd suggest standing back. If that goes, it's gonna go big. That doesn't look like a normal break.
Oh, if we're far away, we just stand back and watch Syl explode and not try to help.
I don't think there's much we can do. Her soul's tied to the other side. When the soul rips itself apart, that's gonna be a whole nother thing.
It is okay. I'll sit with her. If I die, I'll just go in a new body. But you should stand back then. And Ekkie will just sit there and look at Syl and
I'm
hold
not
her hand.
sure you'd be able to. I'm not sure of the forces that are going on, but if her soul rips with enough force, it might be able to do considerable damage to the souls of those around.
I think Ekkie is just going to look over at Tink and say, Timmy told me that while we're on this plane, we try to do what good we can, and that is how we become happy. This place is horrible, and I hate it here. So if I die, I'm okay with that. I will sit here, and we will see what happens. Then she'll just grab onto Syl's hand and just be like, people say that holding hands makes you feel better, and I will hold your hand.
Korvax's gonna sit on the other side. All right. Well, I'll see if I can do anything about making a barrier then. As Tink's gonna start flitting about.
Anything I can help you through, Tink? Or help you with, Tink?
Maybe. This is experimental. Come on.
Yeah, anything I can do, just let me know.
Meanwhile, Syl, you're currently once again in that room. Things seem to have changed as it seems to be another day. But you can see the kids are a lot more stressed. You can't hear them, but the older one seems to be trying to keep them calm as they move out and lean around the door, creeping out to try to get a better view of the ruin they are in, as they seem to be on a higher floor. And as they're walking along, something makes sense to you suddenly. One of the doors this figure is passing looks even more familiar. Almost as if you've been here before a lot. This isn't a place you've been in passing. This place is somewhere you know intimately. And when
Oh
it
god.
comes around the bend, you see a great stained glass window. It's partially broken and some of the panes are missing, but you can immediately see the great tree of Yggdrasil.
Oh. Cece. Is my temple in ruins?
But you definitely recognize this as a place as home, and you immediately recognize the symbol of Gaia.
I'm trying to get closer to the older kid. From the sounds of it, I can't, but I'm trying.
But as you are
And I'm
realizing this, there's another issue. Because that glass window explodes inward as something comes barreling into the main chamber. A massive black dragon.
Oh.
You see scars all along its scale, some of them missing, but that's not the thing that draws your attention. As it lands and starts slashing out at the church around it, a figure jumps from the back of its neck onto the railing of the floor, not on the railing, the pathway along the, effectively a balcony that looks into the main room.
Mm-hmm.
It's a hallway. Jumps onto that as you immediately recognize the blonde hair as the very man you saw show up in the Whispering Wood.
Yep.
You see the older individual, the armored one, immediately turn and yell something towards the kids, draw their blade, just in enough time for that blonde individual to close the distance on him. And in that brief second, he's not looking in the right place. And you see that man's sword coming up fast. But that older individual, that one that was leading the kids, sees it just in enough time to get their blade partially out of their scabbard and deflect the blow a little bit as they begin to clash. You can already see this is a one-sided battle. The blonde that jumped off the dragon is immediately taking a very aggressive attack, and they are much more skilled with the blade. The armored individual is holding them off, but not well. They are taking hits, and they are taking hits fast. Within 30 seconds, this individual is getting overpowered. They are bleeding from the arms and legs, and they are already starting to weaken when a pommel strike catches them just under the chin, and you see the half helm shatter, as it looks like it wasn't a proper helm, but a breathing apparatus. As bits of it go flying, and the helmet, or the hood, goes falling back, and you see the face of the leader for these kids. Looks to be a young individual, young adult, maybe just past his teens, with this dirty, messy, blonde hair and scars across his face. You immediately recognize this individual as you feel the other old bond immediately start to flash.
I start screaming Ezra's name. And
The
I'm
party
trying to get to him.
outside can now hear this as Syl is starting to scream. There's not much else you can do. Syl can't push forward, and it's not long before this boy takes a hit across the face, sending him sprawling, a second blow shattering his sword just above the hilt as he hits the ground and bounces away unarmed now. The blonde moves forward, spins his blade, and moves to drive it straight through his chest in a move that would immediately catch his heart. It is a killing blow. But
I am
just
going to scream at the top of my lungs for him to leave my son alone.
as that is happening, the blade makes it an inch from the downed boy's chest before the blonde that's on the assault is suddenly flying at a great rate of speed in the other direction, as another figure is coming sprinting up the hallway. The armored boy is still on the ground. He is hurt, but this other figure jumps over him and off the balcony, taking on both this blonde individual and the black dragon. You only see them briefly, a silver sword in hand with matching hair and curled horns. But as they begin to clash, you see the individual that's on the ground in front of you. He seems to lose consciousness from his wounds, and you are ripped out of the ruins in immense amount of pain as your body seems to be trying to tear itself apart from the inside. As it starts to bubble in, the pain is almost unbearable. You can feel like a balloon about to burst, as you can feel the limits of what you are being stretched. But as it does, you feel something happen. Something that troubles you. You don't understand why, but something is changing as you feel a snap and something breaks. And you know you should be dead as energy surges towards you, and right before it hits, it veers away. And you find yourself waking, coated in sweat and still in an intense pain, with Korvac and Ekkie sitting next to you.
I'm gonna be honest. I probably don't even register the fact that they're next to me. I am trying to get up, and all the group hears is get away from my kid. And she's trying to push herself up, and she looks like she's about ready to beat somebody's ass.
Back with the rest of the party as this happens, Syl is failing to get up. More concerningly, y'all saw the bond break, her start to glow like a nuclear magical bomb, suddenly dim, and her arms start to bleed profusely.
And Ekkie just heal her.
Yeah, you can start pouring magic into him.
That's what she would do. She'd just start giving her healing.
To let you know, Syl, you just took 74 soul damage.
Excuse me as I go to 1 HP.
Jesus Christ.
How bad does she look to Ekkie, by the way?
Oh, that's most of the blood that's in her body pouring out of her arm very, very quickly.
All right. Well,
And
then I
she's
only
still
have
trying
fourth
to get
level,
up.
so
Yeah.
As that is going to affect with half effectiveness. So 27 down to 26, 13 healing.
Okay.
Ekkie's more interested in stopping her bleeding.
You see the wounds try to seal, but while the worst of the bleeding stops, it doesn't completely go away. Tink is going to follow your lead and also cast a healing spell, adding their magic to yours.
Darian's using all of his lay on hands on her as well. Which is 30.
They're going to use a level
I assume
2 cure wounds.
I assume that 30 gets halved as well.
Yep.
So 15. Oop, that's the wrong way.
You get a total of 15 down to 7 from Tink.
Okay.
And then you said you're getting 20 from Dear Darian?
No, I only
Thir-
got 15.
Yeah,
30
halved.
down to 15. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm at 36.
What does the party do as the blood is staunched with multiple rounds of healing?
I mean, I can't really do anything. I'm just a barbarian.
I mean, Still is actively fighting against those that are trying to heal her.
Oh, okay then. In that case,
No, Still is fighting and screaming and telling you to let her move and to get the fuck away from her kid.
yeah, it's.
She's
I'm
losing her
assuming,
fucking shit.
I would assume that's like a hallucination or something. But Timmy will help keep you pinned down.
Korvac's doing the same, so she's not going anywhere between the two of you. She's not moving all that well either. Yet again, she seems very disoriented.
You know what? I know. Tink already said that my necklace wouldn't really help. But just in case, I'm still gonna take it off and put it on Syl, hoping maybe some magical shit will happen.
Fair.
The things we do in panic.
Who knows? Maybe enough time will pass that you attune to it. I'm hoping you don't have more than three items attuned already.
You know, the funny thing is that I was like, oh, let me just go look at my attunement items. I'm on the wrong sheet to do that. Because technically, I have things in the ether that I don't have access to right now that I'm still technically attuned to. So my current sheet is not a accurate description of what I'm attuned to. Um, but yeah, she's at the moment still is very so much inconsolable. She's not crying. Like she's very obviously she's bleeding a lot. She's in obvious pain, but she looks pissed. What's Darian and Tamerlane doing?
I think Darren doesn't quite know how to respond to the situation. Kind of seeing you clearly like something's going on, and the last time this happened, he didn't seem to have much knowledge of what was going on and like really understand what it was. So I think he's a bit cautious to try and do anything at the moment, but he's very, very carefully keeping an eye on you.
You see Tink is drawing a quick ritual circle on the ground. Korvac is attempting to keep Sylv doing anything stupid.
The only thing she can do right now is things that are stupid.
Tamerlane's only suggestion would be just knock her out and let her ride this thing out. But he didn't say that out loud.
He's learning. But, so the parties just kind of keep an eye on it? Is that correct?
What I understand, there's not anything else that can be done. So I think so.
Alrighty. It's not long before there's a dawning look of realization on Tink's face. Darian,
Yeah, what's up?
we might have a problem.
Yeah, I figured, but how bad is it?
I don't know. You remember how I said she was going to explode?
Yeah.
The energy diverted somewhere.
Oh. Do we know where?
No. But that's a lot to go somewhere.
Yeah. So, does this mean she's safe?
I think so. The bond's completely gone.
That's something at least. I do worry where that energy would have gone, though.
I don't think it went. It's as they're speaking, you hear a voice in your head. My lord, there's an issue in the Whispering Wood.
What's happening?
The town hall has been destroyed. And that
Dis-
is where we're going to end it. Good job, you guys. That was a lot of fun. I am looking forward to seeing what happens next time. For those that are listening in, we hope you're here for us next week just to see how bad what has just happened really was. So, y'all have a wonderful night.
Oh my
and
god,
we
did I
will
just
see
get
you next
Herbie
time.
killed?
Bye.